What are the challenges that are arising?
Sure. There's been a few kind of more recurring ones. One is, well, one with our oldest, who's, as I said, almost 5, is we often when we ask him questions, and they can be really, really mundane, non-threatening questions like what he wants for breakfast, and not even an open-ended question. I'm very good about trying to give him like a couple choices rather than just letting his mind wander through the possibilities. So do you want oatmeal or toast? Often questions, or if we're sitting at the table, down at the table, breakfast, have you gone pee yet this morning? We go pee when we get up. Have you gone pee yet? And he just won't answer. And he just refuses to answer. And of course, when we express getting frustrated about that, or we ask him again, he just, I can see him close the door even tighter. And so, yeah, and it's really frustrating because if I'm asking a question and there's no, I understand that maybe he's doing this because in the past, I've asked him something accusingly, judgmentally, or already upset about what happened because I assume that I know what happened. And so, defensive, and he's anticipating that. But if we're, quite often, if we're just asking a question like we would ask anyone, it can be really frustrating to be like the answer is so simple, yes, I went pee, or no, I didn't go pee, or I'll have oatmeal and not toast,
It's super annoying. Oh my
and
God.
yeah, really annoying. And we say when you don't answer the question, A, it's frustrating, B, I don't know what to give you for breakfast, we try to explain why we're asking the question. And sometimes it can if you get stuck in that, it really escalates. He just refuses, and then we get.
Okay, so you can identify kind of maybe the roots of this, that in the past you've asked him questions and he's been in a way that has caused him to be defensive. So there could be some residual resistance here, right? He formed a habit of resistance and now he wants this habit of resistance. I imagine as with this whole diabetes diagnosis, he feels pretty powerless.
Oh yeah.
This.
Yeah, I think he probably has, but maybe not consciously, but definitely subconsciously has a real sense of lack of control. We have to control so much about what he eats, when he eats, giving him insulin. I would think that he has a sense of powerlessness.
So he probably has a real unmet need for autonomy, for some autonomy over his life and his body, right? Yeah. And that's the way a lot of kids control, have some autonomy is through what they eat. And he doesn't have that. So, so he can control, I guess, what he says.
That's true.
That's a way he can have some autonomy. For these questions, for the innocuous questions well, oatmeal or toast, and hey, did you go pee this morning? Is it important that you get the answers to those questions?
I mean, some of them know, this morning, if he doesn't want to answer, he is almost 5. He is just going to go pee when he needs to. And I've been trying to be better about that specifically, letting go of asking him, prompting him, because he is old enough. It's just that prior to the diagnosis, very commonly kids have trouble holding, they'll just pee because their body's trying to pee a lot. So I think partly because of a few months of that, it kind of put me back into, I need to prompt him. So that's something that I'm working on, letting go of and giving him full autonomy on. So some of the questions, yeah, you're right, I don't need an answer to. The food ones, I guess I don't need an answer either. But then I'm stuck with, I'm making the decision for him again, whereas I've tried to give him the opportunity to make a decision. And also, in those situations, what I find often is if I'm okay, well, you have an answer, then give me toast. Then he'll be no, I want oatmeal. Or I'll give it to him and be no, I want oatmeal. So I'm trying to give him the chance to make that choice.
Yeah, that can be frustrating. I can imagine. Okay, so that's good. So practicing, I think maybe practicing letting go, because if he's like, so you're in a situation where you're asking a question, he's defensive. So I'm making
Mm-hmm.
the image for the listener, like the two fists coming together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's being here, and you got to be a little bit of like a Tai Chi mama, and like
Mm.
not just meet that energy with resistance, but like kind of move that energy around,
Right.
or let that flow, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you can identify like what's happening. Sounds like you don't want to answer me right now, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say, well, right, I guess it's not that important that I get the answer to this question, like, so okay, you can just let it go. That's fine. But some questions like, whether it's oatmeal or toast, you could say, well, if you don't answer, I'm gonna have to choose for you. And I don't want to like waste food if you change your mind. Do you want to have another chance to just give it a choice? Otherwise, I'll just choose toast today. Okay. So, you could say, hey, I'm gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna wipe the counter and then just let me know what you want, right? Give them like a heartbeat or two to like make the
Yeah,
choice,
yeah, yeah.
not just
Yeah.
instantly answer right now. Um, and and then, I think that there could be some logical consequences if he makes choices that are like frustrating and food wasteful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so say he says, no, no, I want oatmeal, and you chose toast. You can say, okay, I'll save this toast for later and you
Right.
can have it with lunch. Okay. like I'll cut up
Yeah.
this toast and put some peanut butter on it later and you can have it with lunch. And try to take the fight out of it, because you don't want
Right.
it to be a fight, right?
No. Yeah.
You want to kind of be on his side. You want to be on team family, not, not fighting each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I would, and that's like what's helpful about like you and your husband you were describing how you were responding with some I messages, like
Mm-hmm.
when you don't answer, I feel frustrated
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know what to make, right? Like that's a very
Mm-hmm.
good and clear I message. Um, and but what's interesting about it is that an iMessage has like what he's doing and how it makes you feel, but also the effect. And
Mm-hmm.
there isn't really like the effect on you is just you don't know what to make, or you're wasting some toast, right? It's not like it's super.
Yeah.
Sometimes as we go through the process of making those iMessages, we can see actually this doesn't affect me in a major way.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those things are going to be the indicators of the things you can let go. Like, is
Mm-hmm.
it actually like impinging on your needs?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you may have a need not to like buy bread and then just throw it away. Like, of course you don't want to do that, but that's not, one of the like sort of primary needs, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. And I find, in that situation and other situations, I don't know if it's age or just that, I don't know, it hasn't been that long that I've been trying to use more iMessages. Like I don't find that he's responding to them yet in a way that I can see them being effective.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and maybe it's age, and in this situation with the questions, for example, like taking an approach like you just explained, giving him a bit more time, observing that he's not answering, and then just saying okay, well, I'm gonna have to make this, giving him that like one last opportunity,
Yeah.
but not making it into head
Yeah.
button match. Like maybe that's what's more effective with his age right now.
Catch new episodes of the Mindful Mama podcast and other free resources, including the Mindful Mom Guide at mindfulmamamentor.com. You can listen to every back catalog episode, including interviews with Dr. Dan Siegel, Janla Van Zant, Sharon Salzberg, and get meditations, join our private Facebook group, and more. Go to mindfulmamamentor.com now. I'll see you there.